Well, Chef Parsons is going to make his own version of a soup.
Yeah.
So what is it called?
It's Caldo Verde, which is basically green broth or green soup.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a traditional Portuguese fare, but you're doing your version of it.
Well, I kind of twist it a little bit, but I think the cool thing about this is the fact that it's just a hearty one-pot wonder, and it takes advantage of beautiful potatoes. It's got kale, it's got leeks, but then you can add sausage into it as well.
Nice.
But you can make it a vegetarian if you want to, right?
Yeah.
But like every good soup, we start with just a little bit of butter.
Okay.
You know, and of course with me, I like to add lots of butter.
A lot of butter.
But what I like with this one is it's really interesting is they actually add a lot of olive oil to it as well, which really changes it up. So you want to start off a little slow with this one, add a lot of garlic.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people always ask me, do you like chop the garlic fine or do you throw whole cloves of garlic in there? For me, when you chop it down, you get more garlic flavor coming through, and you got to think when you're eating it, you get a bit of garlic on every bite.
That's true.
If you just want those subtle flavors coming through, then leave whole cloves and away you go that way.
Okay.
So we're just going to add the garlic in.
Because we try and be as lazy as possible if we can, but there's a reason why
you want to be able to pick the garlic out sometimes because you don't want it to overpower, right?
Right.
But what you're doing is you're just basically slowly starting with this. Because it's a green soup, we want to really build those flavors. Okay. So you can see it's just starting to bubble a little bit, you know, not too high on the heat. You can start to turn up once you start adding all the liquid. But now leeks. And all I've done is I've just diced them up, you know, a rough chop, and you can make this more, if it's in the wintertime, you can go a little bit bigger on the chop, make it more like a stew.
Yes.
Summertime, you can chop it down a little finer. But again, you just want to let those flavors soften and develop.
I love leeks in a soup.
Definitely.
It's a great way to eat them.
This
what
is
are
the cool
these?
thing, though, is it's both potatoes.
Oh, okay.
So these are russet potatoes,
Yeah.
and this is Yukon Gold potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay? Russets tend to, when they cook, break down a lot quicker. So what we're doing is we're going to add those in sliced, and they're going to thicken our soup.
Oh, okay.
So when you cook that, and then we've diced these ones.
Yes.
So we put that in, and then what's nice is when this soup is nicely cooked, the white russets will almost disappear and thicken your soup, and the yellow Yukon Golds will still have texture.
Nice.
Isn't that a neat trick?
Yes.
And I actually learned that from this recipe because I thought it was interesting to kind of use two different varietals. At that point, you just, again, you can turn the heat up now. What you do is add
oil.
Yeah, but it does give you that nice velvety flavor in there and texture. And then a ton of kale.
So much kale.
Oh,
I mean, this
beautiful.
is why this kind of soup is sort of the antidote to everything. This is going to keep you healthy, all those antioxidants, and then also it's hearty.
Yeah. And what's great is your kale also, when you cook it down, it does lose a bit of its color, but it's hearty, it holds up. And then I'm using a chicken stock.
Yep.
But you could use a veg stock if you want to keep this vegetarian.
Okay.
You know, and you're just going to simply add all that in. And I mean, it looks like way too much kale, but remember, this is going to cook right down.
It never is.
No.
Kale, spinach, all of that stuff. You put so much in, and it turns out to just be a little amount after it's, you know, shrunken down, so it's fine.
So now what you do is you just cover it up, and you'll cook that for about 25 minutes, and look what you end up with.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that beautiful? And I love how, you know, oh gosh, you can smell it.
Yes.
All the kale is there, but it's still got its texture, even though it's lost a bit of the color. That's what you want.
Yep.
The sliced potatoes are broken down, so it's got some weight to it, but it's still a broth.
Yeah.
And this is ready to go. Now, they traditionally will add sausage at the end.
Yeah.
So what I always think of is, you know, I've got some beautiful, nice, spicy Italian sausage or pork sausage that are pre-cooked.
Yes.
You can dump it right in here.
Yeah.
But what I recommend is you actually serve this into the bowl, and then you just put your actual sausage right into the bowl.
Okay.
That way, if you have vegetarian guests come over, or you've got some friends that you want to give them some more of the sausage, you can bulk it up, and that way it's user-friendly.
Really nice recipe. What do you guys think of that? Doesn't that look good?